Hey Jason, it's Christian. Here's a quick video since you commented on the last one. Um, Here's where I could say the top is currently where we sit. Here's some resistance that we bounced off of. So I pretty much do a lot of support and resistance. When I look at this one, like long term, we had a lot of sell pressure, which I understand. And then keep in mind here, like you want to always look and you have these like head and shoulder type patterns. You're going to see them a lot, and I'm going to show you one right now. But the whole point is this is where we currently are. We're bouncing between this support here, a lot of buyers here that immediately ate it up. But then you have resistance 3 times, support, resistance. You didn't quite make it all the way down. Retested back up twice. Oh my gosh, sorry. And then this is where I made the call to drop everything because I knew that if once I realized that we had a confirmation that we weren't going to break through, this was a sell. Likewise, earlier, a little while ago, I put in a buy around here. So far, everything's looking really, really good. And if we do buy, I can tell you that we're probably looking at a target of about here's where I will take my profit. So, yeah, basically, I believe that we're going to be going up. It doesn't mean that we can't do one here. I guess the whole point is look at this. This is kind of what I believe we'll be seeing right here. Doesn't mean we can't get something like this. But if you buy now, you may get dropped to like a in the red and go negative for a little bit. But as long as we don't drop past this support line right here, as long as we don't drop past this and then this, we're still bullish short term. So yeah, I mean that's kind of where we're at. That's how I'm looking at it. If we do happen to drop down or retest and then drop down, now we're going like to a whole other situation. Which at that point, I would be redoing my charts, and I can just tell you, I mean, I'm pretty bullish right now. I'm gonna be taking an exit right up here. So I have 4 positions in. Everything follows Bitcoin, so I'm longing 4 different coins. But yeah, based on what you see here, you should be expecting to get one of these right here. With that said, it's a 4-hour candle. Even though we're expecting this, we could get this. Don't get scared. That's how you lose money. That's how you panic sell. Just let it do its drop. As long as we get a higher high than this low, look at high, low, high, low, high, low, high. So how high can we go? We could go to here and retest. And then if we drop down, that's still okay. As long as we're above this one, because then we can do this. Make sense? So, I mean, yeah, it's all good. So, that's that. Then I like to go and compare it, and I'll look at ETH. Because ETH, for example, right now, let's refresh it. It's basically the same thing, but it gives me a slightly different kind of a picture, which allows me to just look at both of them, and it helps me really see where we're going. Okay, so on this one, same thing. ETH, in my opinion, I'm bull on it right now, short term. I'm really only looking for something like this. That makes sense. So these things move in patterns. So when I look at this pattern, I mean I trade patterns. I trade support, resistance, all that. But I just see this, a whole little bat thing, right? Or like head, and then another one coming down and then downwards. That's just what I see, or how I would envision these traders, these like big market movers are trading it. All of it is gonna stay within here, if you can see. So all this is basically, forget about this. This is the bottom of this dump. But now you're going to see this bat-like type shape. That would be if we go downwards. So if we hit this resistance like we have. Oh my gosh. This one too, this one too, this one too. Now we've hit some resistance down here, and we have pretty good confirmation that we're going back up. If we break past this, now we're going higher. So we want to play this differently. But ideally right now, I'm looking and just going to ride this thing up to here and then either see if I'm going to long it or see if I'm going to short it again. So you can track these, but basically look for patterns. Patterns is how you trade these. If we go downwards, we're going to go and hit the last set of resistance. If we go upwards, then all we're really going to be doing is staying within this triangle. And then either dropping or going forward. You can track these every single time. That's the fun thing. So now let's go look at these. I mean, I have my long on. I would personally be longing this right now. That's just how I am. But let's go look at it on the macro. So if we go look at like the 15-minute chart, here's what makes me feel like we're ready to move upwards. Oh, I should get rid of some of this stuff. Okay. Okay, so we hit the top. We did this huge bottom drop that we've all gone through, right? And we've all been targeting. We sold right here. Boom, boom, boom. We targeted the bottom, hit the bottom here. We also have resistance here. So in my opinion, this is a very good spot. We have resistance from the main head, right? This is a giant head, little shoulders. There's always a head and shoulder. You just have to find it. So in this case, this one could dump again, just like it did here, and then take off, or it could just cruise down. But the whole point is I'm looking at it this way. Right now, I've had a little bit of lungs on it, but here's the head and shoulder I found that I personally like, and it makes me, it's got a couple of strong reasons why I'm sticking to it. Shoulder, head, shoulder, right? You see that? Neckline's right here. The neckline coincides exactly where we broke resistance, and it coincides exactly where the last set of resistance. So basically, even the prior set of resistance right here. Look at this. This all coincides if you look at it. Support, support, finally broke support. We break it down, and now we've entered into this reverse head and shoulders. This is what we're going to look at next. I just look at patterns, man, honestly. We bounced down here from here. Now we're going to retest it. If we retest it, this is going to be called like a cup and handle. So we got the head and shoulder. We're going to get rejected off of the neckline and retest one more time. If we retest at break, we're off to the races. Make sense? So essentially now we're kind of riding it up. That's what I'm looking for right now. I'm looking for this cup and handle. So we broke down, tested resistance a couple times, did the head. Now the next, again, tested resistance. We basically completed the head and shoulder. Now we're going to retest it one more time and either bounce down. If we do, we are definitely going bearish. I just don't see us going bearish right now. You have hires every time. You're about to retest this and break outwards, and then here's the next support again up here. Next support. So as you can see how this moves, it's like a crown, backwards crown. So I would look for this thing to do what this thing did right here. You see this? It always repeats. You just look at history. That's what these charts are. Sorry, let's do this again. So that's what I'm looking to do right here. That head and shoulders will take us up to about there, which is I'm sorry, I kind of made this messy. I'm not a professional videographer, or I just like to chart patterns and trade them. But yeah, I'd be looking at right here. And then if we break that, then we're going towards the top because we're definitely not coming back down. Not till later, at least. Well, I hope that makes sense. There's different ways to track these, but yeah, anyways, I hope you get something out of that. So we don't have an exact defined direction, but we can always constantly update and make decisions based on that we see. But also, last thing to look at right here, please just notice this because that's how I trade a lot. Look at this pattern. Head to shoulders. Look at here. Okay, look. Shoulder, small head, big shoulder, like, right? Same thing here. Shoulders, small head, big shoulder. You see that? So you'll always see patterns. Just stick to the patterns. The patterns tell you everything. I mean, I know that it's confusing, but when you've seen them long enough, you start to see how they move. You'll look at like, we're looking at this right now. Oops. Looking at how this thing is pushing. We're pushing upwards. Look at it on the 15. Now let's go look at it on the 5. You see the head and shoulder. This is what you do to track where they should hit. There's the shoulder, there's the shoulder. This thing should be coming down to here if it wants to test one more time. Because it'll create that ugly bat looking thing. Make sense? If it really wanted to test it again. If it broke that, then now here's the wings. We're going to do the same thing. We're going to test underneath it again, bounce back, and then do another drop. You see that? That pattern gets completed. It's so simple. It's so simple. Like, that's how they communicate. That's how the market movers move everything. We either reject here and go up, or we break down and meet the next level of resistance. And at this point, I'm sitting right here waiting for a long. Anyways, yeah, I hope you even get something. I'm exhausted. It's late, and I just threw this video together for you because you commented. So thanks.